Hello,
everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Feel free to share your unpopular food opinions in the chat. Feel free to just check in also.
Yes, share where you're coming from. Wait, so this is your unpopular food opinion. You got to talk about it.
Pineapple's on pizza. It's a controversial thing. I like it.
I like it too. I don't know why I'm like, this is yours.
Yeah, right. Oh, here we go.
Avocados are overrated.
Ooh.
Wow. That's a good
That's
unpopular.
bold. That's bold. I love it. I'm loving it.
No meat.
No meat.
That's good.
Yeah. Although that's getting more popular. There's more options.
Yeah, that's true. Our son actually doesn't like meat.
Liza, oh, my Philly people. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
ATL.
Atlanta. Coconut socks.
Ooh,
oh, wow. These are good.
These are real.
These are good. Okra is the bomb AF. I've had pineapples. Eggs are really disgusting too.
When you think about it, yes.
Karen, look up below and you will just never want to eat eggs again.
But I understand, like, fundamentally, eggs
You're
are
right.
a little gross.
It's a little gross. You're not wrong.
Oh, I love it.
Anyone who puts cream
Milk is
cheese on their
gross,
sushi
too.
rolls, it's insane. Hi, New Jersey. Hi, Miami.
Oh, I love the milk.
Mac and no cheese, please. Ooh, Trent, that's
chicken
good.
and pineapple. Ooh, chicken and pineapple. I never had that one.
We got SF.
Ooh, sugar grits, people. Oh no.
Oh,
Don't let us get into the sugar grits versus the hot sauce grits, people.
No. Oh my God.
Because it's gonna be
Joining
on.
from Santa Fe. Hi, Santa
Ooh,
Fe.
smothered
Chicago.
okra.
Runny eggs are gross. What's with people doing orange with espresso? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, a lot of people just not feeling grits at
Smothered
all.
okra. Fruit is too sweet. Grits are gross. Grits is disgusting.
Except with shrimp. Grits does need some shrimp.
Unless with shrimp, yes to okra, even when it's slimy. Macaroni and tomato juice. Yes, Jessica from Oakland. Spicy food doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want your food to hurt you?
Yes.
I've been there. And then I had to marry this guy, and I was like, oh, crap.
Oh, you like it spicy now.
I mean,
like
now. I built up a tolerance. Sparkling water is overrated.
I love these.
Hi, Rose.
Ginger on everything, Herb. I'm right there with you. Yes, ginger on everything.
Hi, Filipino. Vinegar is tops. Yes, vinegar on everything, too.
Ooh.
Chocolate, chicken, and cheese are a great combination.
Yes,
Ooh, that sounds
Denver.
like a good... Oh, wait.
Well, I got South Carolina Lydia, so I feel you on the grits and SC. They do it.
Oh, we got like a grits love and hate faction going on right now.
I love this. I love y'all.
Good.
Okay,
Toronto,
okay.
love
It's 1:05. We should
we could talk
start.
about this for the whole hour.
I know.
We won't.
We could get going. Let me
Spinach.
turn down our shame tunes.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome to Getting Shameless. Okay. Stone ground. This could just be a whole grit hour. We should do this for the podcast, like the economics of grits. Thank you so much for being with us today to get shameless about our money. We can get shameless about our food decisions. We can get shameless about a lot of stuff, but we don't get shameless about our money because shame around money is the stuff that keeps us in the place where the people who want our money can extract from us.
Tuana, y'all making me hungry. I think I'm food Hulk. I'm always hungry.
Well, I'm loving all of these.
Oh, grits and pancake mix. Okay. Woo.
Oof.
Okay.
So before we get into the nitty gritty, if you rock with us before, you know we got to have the fine print.
Yes, quick disclaimer, Brunch and Budget is a registered investment advisor, so please do not construe anything that we share with you today as financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, is the gist of all this.
Yeah, basically, we don't know enough about your personal financial situation to give you advice, and we don't want to do you dirty. So if you have to do that, then right now we're just going to be talking about the education.
Who just said just nitty gritty? Oh,
this is going to be grit jokes the whole hour. I'm really excited about it. This is Pamela Capaldi, a certified financial planner and accredited financial counselor. She's the co-founder of Pocket Exchange and the founder of Brunch and Budget.
Yes, this is Dialect. He is a lifelong MC, director of pedagogy at Pocket Exchange, and an educator, hip-hopper, MC, playwright, activist.
I'd be saying words, and right now we're saying some words about money. If you are familiar with Brunch and Budget, we've been doing stuff for a while, gotten some wonderful accolades. Pam's been on a couple of covers, photogenic, all of that good stuff. But we've been in some other places that actually care about our substance too.
Yes, we've been in Forbes. We've been named New York Magazine's Best Financial Planner of New York. We've been in Blavity. We've been in Bloomberg. And we share all this with you because we are really excited to be able to share our work and share our message with everybody.
Oh,
Thank
don't get me going with
you.
the my cousin Vinny joke.
Oh, no. Thanks
making
for the props,
this
Jen.
whole thing for the two of you.
So Brunch and Budget, if you're not familiar, Brunch and Budget literally started with me trading food for advice.
Mhm.
I was talking to friends at parties and they were coming up to me, drinks in hand, asking me about IRAs and savings and credit scores. And I had a friend come up to me and she grabbed my hand and she said, Pam, I need your help with my credit, but I'm so afraid to look. And I looked at her and I said, do you want to just do it over brunch or something?
Like a brunch and budget?
She literally said like a brunch and budget. That's where I got the name TM. So it started with me trading food for advice.
Is someone else having a problem with audio? Bianca's having a problem with getting audio. Anybody else having audio problems? Just checking.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Bianca. I can't really troubleshoot on your end, but I'm hoping that the audio is working for you as well.
Yes, and we will be sending a replay with captions too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So how it started was really that. Like I was literally sitting down with people for brunch. I've done over 400 brunch and budgets. I've been to a lot of brunch places. And how it's going is now we have a full team of financial planners, financial coaches, operations, and Brunch and Budget is a full service financial planning practice.
Yeah. You know, we put this together with our core values. You know, we want to empower and advocate people to be able to be down with their money.
Yes, we celebrate and we don't sugarcoat.
And to be able to do that, we have to be fanatical about getting it right.
And most importantly, our most important core value is to practice radical acceptance.
Believe you, love you, forgive you for anything and everything.
Oh, Bianca, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with that. We were trying to get captioning in this system. We're working on a new program here, and we weren't able to get the captions in this, but the replay will have captions for you.
Oh, Denver, thanks for the shout out. Sam is amazing. So everyone on the
team.
Love
the love. When we get our stuff together, we realize that our personal finances are a revolutionary act. You know, I took this directly from Huey Newton of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, where back in the day, he said to folks to get your paperwork together, get all the stuff you can to make sure the police don't come and take you off the street. And while they're less likely to do that, I know they still do that, they're less likely to do that because they don't have to. Yep. Because if your credit score is bad, you can't get an apartment. You can't even get a job sometimes.
Yeah, if you haven't filed all your taxes, there's a fear that you can't make any financial moves, right? Cindy, this poverty shit ain't it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so when you can get your finances together, that means that when you can take care of yourself and also take care of your community.
I mean, we care in our hearts, but like, honestly, we don't care if you want to take over the world, change the world, or just make your way through the world. You won't be able to do any of it until you get your financial foundation.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Tawana. It is never too late to get it together.
Never, ever, ever. So with that, our expectations are always that it's going to be really easy. We do this thing, we do the next thing, we do the right thing, we get the right stuff. And
right. How many of us have heard, you just got to get good grades, get into a good college, and then get a good job, and that's it.
You just got to grind. You just got to work hard. And if you grind, you get ground down. And we're not trying to ground down nothing except for no grits.
Snuck that in there.
Yeah, we're going to have grits off.
The reality is that our life, like our finances, is never a straight line. And so when you make a mistake financially, it doesn't mean that you're bad at money, no matter what anyone told you.
Yo, I'm so mad that a mistake on late payments gives you 7 years, because it feels like the break a mirror, 7 years bad luck. I think that was on purpose.
Oh my God.
There are a lot of things meant to psychologically wear us down, so we just do what they want instead of what we want. And we want to do what we want. Sounds simple, but it's really hard.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about shame.
Only love can ease the pain.
Talking about it's
real. We're going to talk about these systems. We're going to talk about our values within them, how we can advocate for ourselves, and we're going to get a little shameless about our program, Sea Change, which is meant to alleviate a lot of these issues.
Yes.
Right. So let's talk about this low down, dirty shame of how these things come together. You know, if you have ever had to work twice as hard for half the love,
you've been disbelieved and disrespected,
tokenized and minimized.
But I survived, right?
My parents don't understand what I do.
I got people who rely on me.
It's generational, oppositional.
Can't fail or make a mistake.
There are no risks, only sacrifices.
I'm somebody's American dream.
Do I even deserve this?
Shit, that's heavy, y'all.
If any of those mean anything to you or any of the margins in between, these are shames that we don't need. They don't serve us. They don't help us. They don't protect us. All these shames do is this.
Shame costs you money and time, and it's by design.
Yeah, it's by design. And it's not money and time that's building our generational wealth. It's building other people's. If you've rocked with us before, you may have taken this quiz, but I figure we got some new people in this space too. So we want to give this quick money-related quiz to talk about our money personalities. So there's going to be A, B, B, A, B, or BB.
Yes, put your answers in the chat.
Which phrase do you relate to more? A, I think about the money I have in the bank now. It's not real until it's in my account.
Or B, I'm usually spending the next check in my head before it hits my account.
The second question, which phrase do you relate to more? A, I tend to plan ahead. Or B, I tend to deal with things as they come. We'll give you a few more seconds to do it.
I feel like it's shifting. Oh, I love these. All right.
That one was for you, Cindy. If you're the Cindy I'm assuming you are, I knew that was your money personality. I'd be knowing that about y'all.
Cindy, appreciate this.
Airbnb. I love that. That has been a money personality these days.
Wow.
All right,
thank y'all for sharing. I love it.
We're going to get into what these money personalities tend to be.
So if you answered A for 1 and A for 2, you might be a complicator. I'm a complicator. If you ever spent 3 days researching to find the best dishwasher, if you have ever double and triple checked your bills, if you've ever searched an hour to find that $5 off coupon, you might be a complicator. You have spreadsheets for your spreadsheets. And the thing about complicators is we are so good at coming up with what if scenarios that we always go to the worst case scenario.
You know, if you answered B for 1 and B for 2, you might be a contemplator. Speaking of the worst case scenario, these are the people who live in the worst case scenario. They're great when it hits the fan. They love to improv. This is that friend, you know, that friend who's a creative, who always gets into relationships with someone who's not good for them so they can make a great painting or a great song. Contemplators do that about their money. They're superheroes in crisis situations, so they often tend to put themselves in crisis situations so they can get themselves out of it.
That $5 coupon. Yes, Jess, thank you. You know, yeah.
And what's funny is it happens on both sides. Complicator and contemplator are very similar. It's why the names rhyme. While the $5 coupon hunt will have you blow in 2-3 hours of your day, the contemplator instead will take a $5 or $15 late fee as penance for not being able to do it.
Yes. So while complicators feel like everything has to be a priority, contemplators make nothing a priority. And that's the opposite sides of the coin.
So if you answered B for 1 and A for 2, you might be a paper chaser.
Yeah, and paper chaser's solution to their money problems is, I'll just make more money and it will solve all my problems, right?
I know this seems like the right money personality, and we're very excited, so I feel like we're hyping, we're like rushing through this a little bit. But I want you to remember, these money personalities are our tendencies. These are our feelings. These are the things that we keep bringing up that nag us in the back of our head no matter what. This is often a response to bad feelings about money and actual factual trauma. So none of these are right. It's okay if these change, and it's okay if they don't.
Yeah.
Paper chasers are folks who do really good at making money, but oftentimes don't have savings.
Yeah, because you want the money to be in motion. So we ask paper chasers to think of their savings as another stream of income.
And I feel you, Links, about being somewhere between a paper chaser and a money monk.
Jasmine, I would just work OT to have more money at the end of the month, right? It says, yep, that's your paper chaser.
Your money needs to be emotion. You know, for money monks, it's kind of a similar side of the coin. I'm a money monk. A lot of creatives, a lot of educators are money monks. We're very generous when we have money, and when we don't have money, we're also very generous people. And just to be real, since we're running through this, some of y'all may have heard this if you've rocked with us before, but I will be real about my trauma as a money monk. I'm mixed race, and I know mixed race folks like talking about that, but this is for a real purpose. My Black mom was left a widow when my white Jewish father died, and I found out that my white family was racist, and they kept money out of our hands. They made it so we didn't get inheritance. We didn't get to stay in the place we were living. We had to go and live with some other family and get our stuff together, and I became a paper chaser, did everything I could to try to get some money, but I couldn't hold on to it. By the time I was 17 years old and I went off on my own, I hated money. when I tell you I hated money. To this day, I still haven't unraveled my hatred of money and the things that it has done to separate and destroy families. If I got money in my hands, I shared it with my peoples. If I got a windfall, it wasn't my windfall, it was our windfall. And it was a beautiful thing in my heart because I wanted to take care of people, but I couldn't. I actually couldn't take care of people because I was always broke. I was always beholden to other people. And I had to realize if I really wanted to be a money monk, if I really wanted to make sure that families didn't get separated, that people didn't get hurt, I had to act like a complicator. I had to get my spreadsheets and make them really real. And then I was able to make the decisions that allowed me to be the person that I was. I'm still unraveling that. And it's okay if you're still unraveling these things.
Thank you for sharing that. You share that a lot, and it's a really heavy thing to share.
Yo, it's real to me every time I share this stuff. And I share this because I want you to understand that you're not broken because of this. This isn't because of your fault, and this isn't something that you can't surmount.
Yeah.
I do it every time when I share it with y'all.
Yeah.
I beat down that racist family every time I share this with y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for all these comments too. Generous when I don't have money. I love it. So let's break it down. How does this manifest, right? So if you're a complicator, shame manifests as a fear of being unprepared. I'm someone who, like, if something goes wrong, why didn't I think of how it could go wrong? If something didn't go the way I thought, why didn't I think through everything, right? And as a complicator, my mom always told me, you should only buy something if it's on sale. And so I remember looking around my apartment one day and thinking, I kind of hate everything in here, but it was on sale. You can be shamed into buying stuff on sale.
How many of y'all got parents that have piles and piles of stuff that they're never going to use that they bought just because it was on sale?
Yep.
You know, for contemplators, this often, like I said before about self-recrimination, you start getting shamed into the fact that you're not participating in these systems. Yeah. You're like, I got a late fee. Well, that must be my fault. I deserve this. I should go and pay this.
Yep. If you're a paper chaser, your shame manifests as fear of missing out. You can be shamed into buying the next big thing. Oh, you don't want to miss this opportunity. Oh, wait, you don't want to be left behind. And you've got to keep that in mind as a paper chaser.
I'm seeing all such a really good stuff in the chat here. I can't even go through all of it. You know, our money monks, they just said paper chaser, right? Yeah, our money monks, this often manifests as survivor's guilt. This is the stuff that I was just talking about. We're shamed into picking up the tab, even when people aren't even asking about it.
Yes. I love all these comments, though. Co-sign, my husband. Yeah, I love that. My sister. I love people who are like, ooh, I recognize my family members in this.
The biggest deal to me about money personalities isn't even understanding ourselves. It's understanding the people around us. We can begin to have empathy and understand and strategize for the people around us, our loved ones, our coworkers.
We can forgive them,
our
right?
bosses. Yeah.
I swear I spend more money on sale items than if I were just getting the things I wanted for real. That was me. Oh, my God, my mom. So much stuff sitting around.
E.K. Smith, rejection of my mother by her own older siblings. Yes.
Ooh, I think they just wanted to keep everything. FOMO is my biggest vice. It's interesting that I feel like I can relate a little to each of these. Yes, Keisha.
Yeah, one of the big things about this is just an opening of stuff that we're not, like, therapists are really equipped to deal with, is that they use all of these tactics in different ways on all of us. And one of those ways often gets us. That's why we spend money on stuff we don't even want.
Yeah, Jacqueline, my dad is a contemplator. I'm feeling like I've inherited some identity traits about money from both parents. That happens super often. If you don't need it, it's not on sale. Yeah, I have to tell myself that.
I hate feeling like the broke friend.
Yeah. I will spend $75 to get a $20 product to avoid shipping.
Already,
wow, that's a good complicator one.
Thank y'all so much already for sharing these and letting go of all of these shames.
Yes. Ooh, thank you all.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to feel broke around me. Not just me being the broke friend. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, Herb, the biggest reason I need money is to be able to help everyone else without dying. Woo!
Yeah.
Jess, hard on for reals, realizing how your money values affect your interpersonal relationships. As a complicator, I definitely think I can and should control more than what's in my jurisdiction.
Y'all feel these heavy, heavy capes that we're putting on ourselves and still expecting us to fly. If you feel like this stuff doesn't make sense, you're not wrong. You're not stupid. You're not alone. I swear.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And y'all are sharing such amazing stuff, Twan. I buy so much groceries because my fridge can never look empty. Ooh, from my childhood of not having enough food.
I have a fear of that too. I'm right there with you. Overspending for free shipping. We all do
Buying
that.
a bunch of cheap on sale stuff. I do that all the time instead of more expensive things. can only buy items on sale. Oh my God, y'all.
Oh yes, please feel free to. We're not going to be able to shout them all out, but please continue to do this.
We're already letting go.
We're letting go of the shame of these things. I'm gonna give us 1 minute to finish letting go of the shame. I want to put on some more tunes.
Yeah, let's let go of all of it, y'all.
Let's let go. If they don't do us no good,
burn it in the chat.
They don't do us no good, y'all. Oh man. Well, I tell you, baby,
Oof, it's hard to even be in relation with others because it feels like we need money to do anything.
Yes. People guilt me all the time because they determine what I can do financially based on their idea of how much I make.
Hard drive. Oof.
I feel shame about everything I don't know about money management, right? Like you're supposed to know everything.
Yeah, but who taught us? Nobody.
I have this narrative I can either be good and struggling or have my needs met and be greedy.
Wow.
Oh, I've been there so many times. Just doing for you feels like greed.
I'll spend hours at the thrift store looking for used clothes rather than buying something new I really like. Woo. I struggle to be honest with friends when things we're doing are over my budget. If I don't buy my friends whatever, I don't love them.
Yes.
Last week, I returned a bunch of on-sale dresses I never wore because I realized it did not need my overfilled closet to be full of cheap junk. Oh, yay, me! Nice!
I feel ashamed about being scared of tax forms.
Wow.
People spend millions of dollars to make your tax forms more difficult.
Oh, yes. Yes, they do.
TurboTax in particular, the guys who make Mint.
Yep. I love buying gifts for people that I know they love, but hate buying gifts just to buy gifts. Tax forms, my shame. I'm in debt and I haven't been able to pay it off. I'm continuously struggling, yet still buying overpriced groceries and little gifts in the mail.
Shame messing with your love languages.
Yeah.
Right? Like you love buying gifts, but the shame makes it difficult.
I have shame around putting myself and my family in lifelong debt for an arts degree from an expensive college, which I applied to in response to trauma to get away from a bad situation.
Oof,
tax forms are terrifying. I feel shame with not really knowing how to save up for retirement when I don't have a job that I've worked for 40 years. Ugh.
Oh, y'all.
100% tax procrastinator. Oh, y'all.
Yeah, well, right, like taxes or something.
Yeah. Woo.
So thank you so much for sharing these. We're going to continue to share and let go all the shame and blame.
We are definitely going to be talking about all of this. Thank you. Thank you. We'll also see if we can download the chat and share it with y'all because this is all such powerful stuff.
This means a lot to me, like really.
Speaking of shamelessness.
Yeah, so we want to shamelessly plug C-Chains. It's a community-based financial coaching program designed for people of color with a mission to create racial economic inclusion and give us the tools to build generational wealth.
C-Change coaches work with you to educate and empower you to heal your relationship with money and build financial resilience.
And the whole thing about like building financial resilience, how we're trying to get more resilient, we're trying to make our money resilient so we don't have to be.
I'm so tired of people telling us we have to just be resilient.
I'm tired of wearing these iron capes. They're too heavy.
Yeah. Whew.
Oh, people even saying like time to climb out of debt. The whole idea that we're in debt. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it's not us, right? It's these systems. So how do these systems do this? What is this thing? Where does it come from? If you've rocked with us before, you know that narratives shape our reality.
Yes, there's this myth around personal responsibility, right? That the system is working and communities of color are doing something wrong.
It's art, by the way. Our art, our films, our music, they tell us that the systems work and that we are the rebels who are messing things up. The reality is the system is designed to exploit us, to take advantage of us, to make things harder, to make it so we can't make it through.
Yes, Sarah, I hate the system sucks and we're left to deal with this alone. The system shames you into thinking it is your fault when in reality the game is rigged. We already started talking about paperwork, y'all.
So let's get real about paperwork. Paperwork exists to disenfranchise you.
Yeah. Who doesn't like filling out paperwork? Thank you for the hands. Who literally gets anxiety? I Googled fear of paperwork Reddit and pages of threads. Pages of threads of people being like, I get anxiety. Is there a phobia for it? I can't fill out important paperwork. I just can't get through it. Tax filing, so much anxiety about forms. And so many of our clients have this. It's so stressful.
Guess where it comes from? The ultimate gatekeeper.
Yes. Thank you.
So this is what it is. This paperwork didn't come from this.
Paperwork used to be internal. That's why the form sucks so much, because businesses filled it out for you while they were talking to you so they could streamline their internal processes. Ain't no paperwork in heaven. Thank you.
That's amazing.
I still haven't completed my PSLF forms. Yes.
I need that. That needs to be a song. I need that song. Ain't no paperwork in heaven.
No, Sandy. I'm like, they already know which payments are eligible for PSLF. Why didn't they just give it to you? Why do you have to fill out an application for it?
Remember 12 CDs for a penny? That was the thing. They're like, we're going to give you 12 CDs for a penny, but there's fine print. There's paperwork. These things that you have to fill out and send back. And the thing that is so insidious is they were guaranteed. They knew that enough of them would not fill it out.
They knew that they would
so
just
that they would get their
them.
money back. They're like, yeah, so some people will fill out all the forms and we're just going to have to take that as a loss. But enough people won't.
Thank you, Mary. Why do we have to fill out taxes when the IRS already knows what the numbers are? Cindy said, and then the company's undocumented communities take advantage of them. So what ended up happening was paperwork became a barrier to access. In the 20th century, governments delegated the paperwork because of large social welfare programs to its citizens. This is why we fill out the paperwork instead of them.
Amazing. We fill out the paperwork instead of them. So again, the ultimate gatekeeper. So I love there's no paperwork in heaven line. Paperwork became a way to keep people out instead of letting people in.
Whoa, EK, hold on. There's so much electronic paperwork to sign every time I go to the doctor. I found out you do not have to sign it.
Ooh.
Now I tell them. I didn't know it.
Oh, us filling out paperwork is time theft. Yo, time theft, wage theft. There are so many ways we are nickel and dimed out of having quality lives.
Yes. So what do? Because this is actually something that comes up a lot. And the first thing to do is to remind yourself, it's not you, it's the paperwork.
You have to believe that. You're going to have to say it a bunch of times before you believe it.
You just rocked my world for real, EK. That was, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, I'm going to remember that too. I'm like, you know all of my stuff, especially when it's the third time you're filling it out. You're like, I already filled out all of these things for y'all.
Go slow. Plan for it to take 2 to 3 times longer than you think it will.
And it's okay if it's not completed in one sitting. Yes. A lot of times we start to fill out paperwork, we hit a snag, we have something we have to look up, some problem, we burn out, and then we just never go back. And that's when they win.
That's when they win. The other thing you can do is you can often call the company or the agency. So many of them will have people on staff who can sit with you to complete the form over the phone. They're very familiar with them. You can also find a money buddy who is good at this.
Yeah, find your people.
Good at filling out forms.
And also, even if you're not good at filling out forms, it's so much easier to help somebody else out than it is to do it yourself. So, I mean, I've been in money buddy situations where we just have each other's behind and be like, look, I got you. I'm going to hold you down. Then you're going to hold me down and we'll work it out.
Working on my will and ass.
I mean, come on. The will is one of the hardest.
Our estate planning attorney sent them to us in February to review drafts. Not done yet.
Yeah, and we're in process. I mean, but every step is so much.
You just have to forgive yourself if you don't get it right the first time too, because just know these forms are designed for us to fail. They're designed to keep us out.
And remember, this thing is that like beating yourself in the head is not going to give you motivation to do more. It's just going to knock you out. Forgiving yourself is how you let go, is how you loosen up, is how you keep moving.
Yes. And we actually have to shout out this Sea Changer because literally while we were designing this workshop, we got a notification from our Sea Change community. Shout out to Brittany Davis, one of our financial coaches, for being my emotional support while I completed and submitted my direct loan application for my student loans. There are a couple of phrases in the application that would have made me stop altogether, but she coached me through. Thank you. Thank you. Artists working on grants. Yes. Oh.
Because who told you when you said I'm going to be really good at sculpting that I then had to be also a great describer of everything and fill out so many forms?
Sarah, yes. Rich people have form fillers because that was part of my job when I worked in wealth management. Straight up, literally, when I first worked there, I had to fill out 1,000 forms over 3 months. Literally, for rich people.
One of the worst things about the rich poor thing is there is this assumption that rich people know how to fill out forms at the drop of a hat, and that's why they're rich, when in fact they know less than us because they're not even doing it.
Yeah, someone does it for them, like how it used to be. Yeah, complex paperwork is also designed to keep a whole industry. Oh my God, when we were trying to do research about the history of paperwork, most of it was just like, here's how to make forms easier.
Yeah, here's a new program you can put on.
My mind goes blank when I try to do a grant, the loan apps, oh my God, y'all, we feel you. I had no idea about form fillers. Listen, that was my literally whole job for 3 months.
And it's us otherwise. It's us. We're the form fillers.
Exactly.
So you know, we're looking at these forms, these grants, this stuff that we ostensibly want, but do we want it? And do we want it like this?
Yeah.
To understand that, we need to know what our values are, what matters to us, what are we going to do? So one of the things that we have that is a staple of ours, if you've rocked with us before, you know the spending values matrix. It's our pre-budgeting tool that allows us to choose what we want to spend money on before we have a budget. There's a lot going on. We have other workshops based on this, so we don't want to give you everything about the spending values matrix, but I want to talk about the details and the nothing, because that's where the shame gets in.
Yeah.
The details are the things that people tell you are your wants, things that you're frivolous for buying.
Yeah, those aren't your needs. You don't need that. We tend to feel the most guilty about the details because they're the things that make us feel like ourselves, and also the things we remember spending money on.
There are rich bloggers who use these low-hanging fruits to make a bunch of money telling folks that the reason they're poor is because they bought some Nike shoes.
Yeah, they bought too many lattes. They're spending money on avocado
You're
toast.
buying too many books and pretentiously filling your house with books when you should just be reading free PDFs.
Cindy, my planner and colored pens. Yes, the details. And so what ends up happening when you don't spend money on your details and you restrict and you say, I'm going to be good and all of this stuff is, you spend that money anyway, but it goes to the nothing.
The aesthetic, I love it. Right, these things.
Socks and Starbucks.
Right, when these things aren't feeding you,
yeah,
that's when you get played. We're not stupid, y'all. We know about the color psychology, and the restaurants waft the smell, and they use the yellow and the red for impulse buys. But when you're worn down, when you're beat down, that's when you buy these things.
Katrina, yes, we are definitely recording this so it can be watched again.
A lot of this stuff we have to go, rewind, stop, and examine our own situation, because I want y'all to know what matters to you.
Yes.
I want you to spend time, energy, and yes, money on the things that make you feel like yourself. That fancy hair gel that allows you to get that mohawk that stands straight up all day long, that makes you look like you. That makes you feel like you.
Here's the thing that we're always told, right? It's wants versus needs. Why are wants and needs in opposition with each other? That doesn't make sense. That is how we are made to feel shame. And we want you to remember this, if nothing else. Wants are needs too. Budget for your wants. They matter. They matter to you, and that's why it matters.
My peoples who were saying stone ground grits alone, you're not buying the box of pre-mades out the store. You're going to go to the spot that gives you the one that you need.
Yes, Twana, career unfulfillment also makes you spend money on things that make us feel better. I used to get manicures every fucking week, y'all, because I was like, I work in corporate. I need to look nice. It's my way to get away. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I think the second you left and started to work for yourself, it became less important.
Yes,
we love permission. That's the thing. If you give yourself permission, then you will be okay with the also created restrictions.
Yes.
If you start with restriction, then all you're going to know is I can't.
Yes. And figuring out what your wants are and spending money on them is the beginning of creating your own core values. And also,
validation is for parking. I love it.
Thank you. Tawada with all the jets.
I love it.
There are 4 types of wealth, and in Seed Change, we talk you through the 4 types of wealth, and we tie them to your core values. There is money, which is financial wealth, which is the wealth most people think of.
And then there's your status and community. That's your social wealth. That's the social cues you get from your peoples.
Yes. Then there is time wealth, which is the freedom to actually do what you want.
And don't forget the most important one, your physical wealth, your health, your ability to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Whew.
This stuff matters a lot. And we have to have all of those things running, or else none of them are going to be working. So let's advocate for ourselves.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's get what we want. Let's get what we need. I want all of those, right? We want all of those, and we have to build them. The way that we build those.
I took a screenshot of that to send to an overworked person. Yes.
Please
I
share
hope
this.
It makes their day.
Share this with the overworked person in your life. Share this with the overworked you in your life.
Yes.
Overworked, underpaid, underrespected.
So one of the things that I learned in wealth management was what a lot of financial wealth looks like, right? And so at Brunch and Budget, we've created these financial stages because I feel like so many of us are just taught to get to the point where we're treading water, right? We're taught to get to the point where we're just getting by, and then we're good, right? Then we're stable. but there's so much more to it than that. And so
I love what EK is saying about like, because this is what builds is, look, people make money but has no time and your health suffers.
Exactly.
To be able to get through all of these different money actions, you see the earning, spending, saving, borrowing, investing, and protecting your wealth, we need to look at all of these in order.
Yes.
And look at them as stages.
So the 5 stages are financial safety, financial stability, financial sustainability, financial independence, and financial legacy.
So let's talk a little bit about it. So the first stage, financial safety, it looks like you're unsure where your money's going. You've got bills that feel like they're out of control. Your debt feels unmanageable. You have little to no savings. That savings account is really just like a feeling savings account.
Or like your like second checking account.
Basically.
I've been there. Stage 2 is stability, and that is when you have a savings cushion. We've learned that the average emergency costs $400, and 1 out of 2 Americans cannot meet that emergency.
Half the country.
If your savings cushion is $500 or $1,000, that is you being in stability. Your debt is not increasing in stability. You've managed to figure out how to stop increasing it. You've learned more about investing. You may still be 1 paycheck away from financial trouble when you're in stability. This is often where a lot of people stop and say, okay, you're good.
I love this from Herb, talking about the similar stuff. I've been talking about doing some effective installment planning for some things that I want. I feel like I've accomplished something without going bankrupt.
That's beautiful.
Oh, just the connection that you're able to do that is such a real for real thing. So once you get out of stability, then you're in sustainability. And that's looking like I've established habits and savings. I'm comfortably auto paying my bills. And that means that I'm not scared and rechecking my auto pay. And my debt is decreasing. I'm bringing it down while saving money, and I've got retirement investments that are increasing.
Yes, Mel says I want to learn about investing. Yes,
yeah,
and how to do it sustainably.
Yeah, our big thing about it is that investing should never come at the expense of saving. If you're not saving money, we're not ready to invest yet. Yo, auto pay is so...
Darcel, the idea of auto pay is scary. I don't know her.
It's so scary.
It was so scary to me too. Oh my gosh. Like, wait a minute. You're just going to take money out of my account without me knowing?
That means worst come to worst. My minimums are getting paid.
Yep.
That's going to be okay.
Jasmine, I'm stuck in stage 2 trying to make it to the next step. Auto paying is unnerving for me. Yeah. That's sustainability, is when you know there's always going to be enough money in your checking account.
Oh, I love this. I'm skeptical of investing because it seems evil and corporations are awful. Should I do it even though I don't understand where the money goes? So we didn't really shout out our podcast too much. We do a podcast about personal finance and racial economic inclusion. And I'm right there with you. I don't like the stock market. I think it's a bad thing. I think it does bad things for companies. We went through a 2-episode process where I was dealing with my emotions around the stock market. And the thing that I came to find is these companies are already exploiting me. Me directly, not even like the royal we
as a consumer.
Yeah, so
we have to get gas at BP, right? We have American Express cards. We have to use Google.
Half the time, you don't even know that you're being exploited by these companies. So I think that I should be able to get something out of it as well. And it's, not an equitable system, and we have to do what we can to make it sure we can get our heads above water so we can make more decisions.
We'll send you those podcast episodes because it was a really powerful journey for Dialect to go through.
Oh, man, I love this too. I feel
Mel, auto pay is my best friend now. Y'all won't regret it. I feel like such a rube when my 401k people call for review. Oh, Raj, as a longtime sea changer, you can do it one day, Darcel.
I love
Thanks for the shout outs. I only auto pay 1 bill. Still worried about letting it go.
Oh, shout out to ESG investing. This could be a whole, we do have longer conversations where we talk about the nuts and bolts of investing and what we can do with it.
And all that stuff. I only auto pay 1 bill. Still worried about letting it go. Just auto pay 2 bills now.
Yeah, I mean, that's really
slow. That's what I did.
That's where it starts. You start with auto paying 1 thing that you can look at, and then you keep going, and it's going to be all right.
All my bills are auto paid now. I do not auto pay, but I have a calendar reminder, made all my bills due at the same time. That's another great thing that you can do. That's a great tip, is you can decide when your due dates are, y'all. Yeah.
All right. So let's move on through. We've been doing a lot of good stuff here.
Yes.
So after sustainability.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about independence.
Yeah.
Independence, stage 4. Now, this is a big leap, y'all, between sustainability and independence. We're in the midst of working on that ourselves. And it sometimes feels like a chasm because independence is like, wait, this is real? You can work because you want to, not because you have to. You have no credit card debt. You have enough saved to fund extended time off. Yes, stage 4 sounds like a dream and hopefully a reality.
It's important, before we move on to legacy, it's important. I appreciate you saying that, Jasmine. It's important that this stage, independence, becomes a plan. Because if it never becomes a plan, then it's always going to be a dream.
Yeah. I love that. Exactly. Yes. Jess, investing can feel like a moving target. The cool thing about it, there's always more to learn. Yes. Don't let the finance bros tell you they know everything, because they don't. Yes, I know. I've met them. They don't.
They don't.
You're not supposed to either. End of 2, creeping on 3. Oh, I love it. And the final stage is financial legacy.
And this one does feel like a dream to a lot of heads. And there are some people who don't even want to get into this stage.
We've actually had clients who have told us, like, I've seen all the stages, and now I know that I don't need to get to stage 5. You don't have to either. Again, no shame in not.
Yeah, stage 5 legacy is when you start taking a lot more control. Your investments are funding your lifestyle. You're contributing significantly to your community. You are a Rockefeller who is putting money out there.
Imagine, you don't need a credit score. What a life, right?
You ever been given a business card that only has a name on it? That's when you're in that place.
Yes. The thing about legacy is this is the point where you have enough money to start really thinking about wealth redistribution, either in your lifetime or beyond.
And it's okay if you never want to be that person. And it's okay if you're like, I can't wait to be that person because I got so much help that I want to give.
Yeah. Go to stage 5. Yes.
Love it.
Yes. Speak it now. I love it. So we actually break down the 5 stages into over 90 action steps that you can take from financial safety to financial legacy in all of our programs, not just Sea Change. And we walk you through each and every single task.
Well, I'm loving this one, Sarah. I like the stage 5, contributing to the community. One thing about this stuff that is also me focused. We really want system change.
Yes, thank you, Sarah.
This is our big thing about it. The system change that we have to do has to start with us. As a money monk, this has been really difficult for me because I'm like, I want to help the community. And we have to remember that we are a part of our communities. If we do not treat ourselves well, we will not be able to treat our communities well.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, love from EK, I'm going to print up business cards with just one name. Jacqueline, I'm going to stage 5 to radically redistribute instead of hoard. Yes.
Yes, and Jen feels that. I love it.
Oh, y'all got me so hype about this.
I know.
Anyway, yeah. So let's talk a little bit more. So I want to know now, how are y'all feeling from 1 to Cardi? How shameless are y'all feeling? Feeling shameless? I'm feeling shameless.
I'm feeling shameless. Oh my God, I wish this gift actually worked because yo.
Oh yeah, no, it's not hopping by.
39. I'm a little Cardi.
Oh yeah.
I love it, Joe. I love it. No, so good. I love the perspective this gives me.
You know, we keep saying the emotions, we keep saying the feelings, we keep talking about being proud of things and feeling good about things because this is the real. If you don't feel good about stuff, you're not going to do it. It's not going to be sustainable. It's going to be so much harder. Just like how you have more, you're better at learning when you're having fun while you're learning. You need to believe in the stuff. You need to have fun. You need to be able to let go. I heard 1 to 40.
I'm almost Cardi tier.
I love it.
Sidebar: industry to billions to succession. Woo.
Yes.
So we're going to break down Sea Change because we are actually very bad at talking about ourselves and the work that we do, even though we are very proud of it.
Yeah. To be honest about it, the shame creeps up with us too. We get the Survivor's Guild. We get the, are we just trying to be another advertiser to get people's money for stuff when we really do want to help and make change?
Oh, Cardi. I'm a little Cardi too. I recently left a job and have to fill out a bunch of HR exit paperwork, and I'm glad you were honest with us about how you both feel about paperwork.
Yo. Even exit paperwork, yeah.
Yes. I love it. So Sea Change, again, is a community-based financial coaching program for people of color with a mission to create racial economic inclusion and give us the tools to build generational wealth.
So we got Sea Change coaches who are AFCs to work with you to educate and empower you to heal your relationship with money and to build that financial resilience so we don't have to be tougher.
Yes. And we do that in 3 ways.
I love it.
Exit paperwork exists. Yeah, I know.
Like, wait, I'm leaving.
Boo. How do we do that? Your recipe for wealth, your financial coach, and your community. And feel free to ask questions if you have any. The first thing is your recipe for wealth. So we talked about the 5 stages and we talked about your core values.
Yeah, we were sharing our core values. You're going to be determining your own core values and also creating a timeline for your goals so that you can actually make them real.
Yes, and we address all 4 types of wealth, not just money. The other thing is we help you create a commitment and accountability plan that is realistic in relation to your other commitments, right? This is not a like, get everything done in 30 days and then you're set.
And to get all of your stuff together, there's a personal financial portal for you to look at everything all in one place. Shout out to Joy, by the way. We do facilitate workshops for teams.
Yes, and Shani says, I'm ready to get the help. Yes. Oh, yeah, we all have a one-on-one coaching that has a wait list. Shanice, good news. That wait list is opening up in September. Mm-hmm. All of the programs are opening up in September again. Let me in.
This is why we're having the party. We're ready to rock. Yeah. These targeted education courses are meant to help us get through all of the stages that we're in all of the categories.
Yes, they're tied directly to all of the action steps and objectives in the 5 stages. So you know exactly what you need to do. The next thing is you have your financial coach. All our financial coaches are accredited financial counselors. I believe Allison is in the chat right now. She's our, yeah.
Yes. They've been trained in our training in interpersonal neurobiology for people of color. We're going through the course too. It's amazing. It's breathtaking.
What we have learned in particular working with people of color is we have generational money trauma that we need to unpack, and we wanted to feel equipped to do that or feel equipped to know how and where to send people.
Because when we talk about this stuff isn't your fault, it's not even your generation's fault. Some of this stuff happened hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, and it just lives in us, and we don't even know to question it.
We took this off the slide because we have so much stuff we're sharing, but did y'all know that your rent used to be payable at the end of the month, but because they didn't want newly freed Black people to be able to pay rent, they moved it to the beginning of the month.
Security deposits also used to be illegal until Reconstruction.
This was straight up 100% because of anti-Blackness, and it affects everybody, even if you're not of that background. Yay.
Yes, it helps to give even if you only have a little, gets you out of poverty mindset. Mel, thank you for saying that, because there have been studies that show that people who have less money give more dollars per dollars earned than people who have more money.
Of course they do. I work with youth, and whenever I work with marginalized youth, whenever I work with foster youth, whenever I work with incarcerated youth, the business they always want to build is one that helps other people who've been in their situation.
Yeah, so we're just suffering in these times for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, poor people tip better in restaurants too. That's real. So when you sign up, we guide you through your recipe for wealth. Your financial coach you get assigned to will take you through a tech orientation call to really understand. We also know technology can be a barrier for people because paperwork, right? And so we take you through a tech orientation call, and then you get a 45-minute strategy call to actually put together that recipe for wealth and that accountability plan. You can private message your coach anytime. You get 2 progress calls a year, and you get coached in real time at Brunch Club.
Oh man, yeah, I'm loving. Thank you, Raj. White supremacy is the reason.
Yes, thank you.
And capitalism, like the 2 best friends that party together.
My husband believes we can figure out our finances on our own, but I believe we need support. What should I share about this program to help him get on board? Oh, Keisha, that is a great question. Yeah. I think the thing that might be helpful for him is to actually see the 5 stages, right? Because I think that we don't know. And when we show clients these 5 stages, then they can see, oh my gosh, this is how far I've come, but also, wow, this is how much more I have to go. And so one thing that we recommend if you want to get your husband on board is at the end, we're going to share an email so you can schedule a call with one of our team members, and they can actually show you a sample recipe for wealth that has all of the 5 stages tasks. And I don't know if your husband's a complicator or not, but he might appreciate seeing how much we break it down and how far we go.
Yeah, when we get the money personality stuff together, that really tends to be effective people. I notice also, EK, and don't forget the patriarchy. You're right. It is a trios match. It's not just a tag team. They all work together.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Whew. Oh, and we're going to talk about costs in a sec. So your Sea Change community, Brunch Club, which we mentioned, Brunch Club is kind of like office hours plus study hall plus after school hangout.
Plus an after school special. It's a very special.
Yeah. So 3 times per month, come as you are. You don't have to come with questions. You don't have to come prepared. Come get your financial tasks done with other Sea Changers, and you can chat with a coach in real time. That comment that we shared with a Sea Changer, she was actually at a Brunch Club getting help filling out some paperwork.
And we've tried this in a number of different ways, but we have these community groups that focus on specific needs. There's I Work For Me, which is the people who are either freelancers, small business owners, things like that. The First Gen Kids, which is first gen in anything, first generation in this country, first generation going to college, first generation making the salary.
Yeah, there's Family Legacy. If you're in the sandwich, right, and you are having to take care of the generation before you and also think about the generation after you, and then reimagining identity. If you are like, fuck all of this, I want to figure something else out. I don't want my life to look like everything else.
Yes, we can change it all. I love her. Yeah, it's called Advisory in Schools. And from Allison, Brunch club means we vibe together. We work through things. We talk through ideas and we get shit done.
Yes, Allison. So we have community conversations. You can meet with your specific community group 3 times per year, or you can come monthly and check out all the community groups. Yeah, community groups are like your community within the community. Mm-hmm. And then your community app where you can stay connected to Sea Changers and message and share questions and get opinions on things. Do y'all have anything geared toward kids? Trying to teach my nephew the value of money. Oh, we do.
Oh, we do. So we've got an entire company called Pockets Change where we use hip-hop pedagogy to get kids to understand finance. We work in schools with teachers. We work with administrators. We help rewrite curriculum. We've been working here in the DOE in New York City and in many other counties and countries around the world to try to change the way that we talk about finance. We have, if you go to pocketschange.com, you can find some fun free lessons. You can find some conversations. And we have a song contest that we do every year to get kids to make a rap song about personal finance. Our second year. Last year was amazing. We're hoping to expand even more.
Yeah. So we require a minimum 1-year commitment. And this is through our one-on-one program and also through Sea Change. Because what we've learned is that breakthroughs don't happen in 30 days. They don't happen in 3 months. They happen over a long period of time. We are literally learning this in interpersonal neurobiology right now. We know it takes at least a year to get through this because you need to work on undoing and unlearning a lot of the effed up money shit that I don't know why I didn't say that. I saw the asterisk and I was like
half the cussing. Cut the, but you do need consistent financial coaching in this inconsistent system.
Things are changing.
Irregular money.
Things are changing all the time. And so we found that by working with someone for at least a year, you're able to make progress. And the reality is that it takes time to feel safe in a space and not feel ashamed to share both your wins and your losses, and to also build long-term relationships with people.
Yeah, I'm seeing good. So let me just answer a couple of Pockets Change related stuff. So from EK, I think math classes should include how much interest costs you. Oh, that is one of the banes on 2 ends. Because 1, they're not teaching about simple financial things that should be in schools. And also math should be real instead of abstract. And if they taught that, it would make both so much easier. We do a lot of work with that. Joy talking about kids should be learning personal finance and auto mechanics.
For real.
When I was a kid and I was in school, there were 2 tracks. There was the college track and then there was the vocational track. You learned auto mechanics, but then they didn't teach you geometry.
Yeah, makes no sense. 1,000% agree. Number 1 for my middle schoolers because they want to feel like they can support themselves and their families, which hurts because that shouldn't be a burden to feel at age 12.
I love rocking with middle schoolers in particular. When I talk to y'all about the whole like family died and all this stuff, this was when I was 10 years old and I felt all of those burdens in middle school and don't want people that age, but they do. People as young as 12 experience so much trauma around money that they never really recover from.
Yes. We actually talk about imposter syndrome a lot. Herb wrote, eventually want to talk to you all about imposter syndrome starting your biz. We have whole lessons on that.
Imposter syndrome is such a wild thing because
imposter syndrome is
it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome where the term was invented to try to describe a phenomenon rather than to treat one.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I think SAT should include questions about how much your college loan costs. Yeah, for real. Woo, Cindy, I started a candy house in the 3rd grade. Yo, that's some entrepreneurial spirit.
Well, this is the thing. I want y'all to remember that we start having relationships with money literally as young as 6 and 7 years old. It's always around us. Even if our parents aren't talking to us, it's in advertisements. It's on the street.
They're talking
we know
around us about it too.
Exactly.
Yeah. And who knows what we picked up.
And again, forgive our parents for these things. They weren't taught as well.
Yes. So within a year, this is the Sea Change cycle of change. 1 to 3 months, you acclimate and you just kind of get used to what's going on. So big change might happen in the first 3 months, maybe not, and that's okay. In months 4 to 6, you activate. You start really feeling and gaining confidence in your finances. In months 7 through 9, you start feeling really confident about being able to advocate for yourself because you realize you don't have to know all the answers and you can still move forward. And
then you have to rinse and repeat and keep on going. Yeah, Mel, my parents are still bad with their finances because we're taught to do that. I straight up had a 7-year-old come up to me and tell me she didn't want to do the finance class because she's bad at money.
Yes. Yeah. And so this is what it costs. We spend a lot of time thinking about how to make our services equitable and make them as affordable for people as possible and as accessible for people as possible. One of the things that Dialect says is financial planning is an expensive necessity
and not a luxury.
It shouldn't be.
We've done everything we can to keep costs down. If you're looking at these numbers and you're like, oh, I still can't do this, but I do need this, please reach out to us. We're doing everything we can to bend over backwards, forwards, in whatever direction we can find.
Yes. So Jasmine, I feel anxious knowing I may have to be my mom's retirement plan. Oof.
Yeah.
That's some first gen kid stuff right there.
Yeah, that's the thing for many of us, when it's not like I can rely on my parents to, if I take a risk and fail, I can just move in with them. I know at some point they're going to move in with me. It changes our decision-making so much.
Yeah, it really, really does. So if you're ready to join Sea Change, we are reopening for good on September 9th, but you can actually reserve your spot now. If you reserve it by September 1st, you get early access to our Find 1K in 30 days challenge, brunchandbudget.com/seachange. Do you do any trading for services like biz cards? Just
I love it.
Oh, that's so good.
When it comes to bartering type of stuff, like holler at us and we'll see what ways that we can work together.
Yeah. Yes.
Like I said, we're one thing we say at Pockets Change, and definitely in the youth thing, is we try to not allow money to be the thing that keeps us from talking about money.
Yes. And the thing, we do have a little paperwork.
One thing that we want to be
upfront about this because we talked about paperwork. We do need to gather information from you, and we also want to learn about you when you start. So there is a little paperwork, but there's also support to complete it. So if you feel overwhelmed seeing the questions all at once, Allison has actually put all of the core questions that take time to answer in this Google Doc right here that you can click on. You can also email us at letsbrunch@brunchandbudget.com if you want help completing the form, because we know.
And from Keisha here, what's the difference between individuals and couples? I feel if I sign up, it will just be me on the groups, but it's the finances of our family.
This is a really great
helpful question.
So basically, for compliance purposes, if you want us to look at you and your partner's finances together, both of you have to sign the agreement. So even if it's just you coming.
And to back up a little bit, when she's talking about compliance,
yes.
that fine print we were talking about at the beginning, these are the regulatory bodies that make sure that we're not doing you dirty.
Yeah. So Brunch and Budget, I mentioned earlier, is a registered investment advisor, which means we're registered with the state of New York and also any states where we have a significant presence. And so what that means is that we have to adhere to certain rules around giving you advice around your money and what we have visibility into. So when it comes to couples, if you want us to look at and advise you on your joint finances, then you do have to join as a couple.
So yeah, and this is more stuff that when you talk to someone one-on-one, they can explain in greater detail.
Yes, it is okay if it's just you on the groups. We do have people who sign up as a couple because they want us to review their joint finances, but also their partner doesn't necessarily have the time or can't make it to all of them. Yes. All right.
So yeah, there's a little bit of paperwork. The last thing we want you to remember is that when we get our stuff together, that's how we change the world. Well, it's not by hook, by crook, or by accident. It's by planning. It's by turning dreams into goals and making them concrete, solidifying. So we got something to stand on.
Yes. And if you want to check out all of our services, we have brunchandbudget.com/services, and feel free to email and talk to one of our team members. You'll probably talk to Allison about the service that's right for you at letsbrunch@brunchandbudget.com. Oh, Patricia, this is the most refreshing workshop I've experienced in ages. I feel so empowered. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank a good question from Darcel. Does this open annually or quarterly?
Oh, so starting September 9th, it's completely open all the time. So you can sign up anytime and join anytime. Yes.
Anybody here? Oh, yes. Thank you.
Therapy session.
Yes.
Woo, we feel it too.
Thank you for the vibes. We'll stick around a couple more minutes. I'm going to throw on a little more of the disco.
If you have any follow-up questions for us or anything like that. But thank you all so much for joining us. Oh, how do we sign up again? Yes, where do we? So if you go to, brunchandbudget.com/seachange, we'll put it in the chat too. Oh, and the podcast name is also Brunch and Budget.
We just dropped the episode 1 of season 2 where we talk about recessions and how recessions are racist.
We appreciate y'all too. Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. We're so refreshing all the isms when talking about money. Oh, good to see you.
Good to see y'all too. I love it with y'all.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, yes, this is recorded. We're going to send out the replay tomorrow.
Oh, yes, please share it with your family.
Yes, thank you all in the chat.
It's a shame the way you mess around with my cash. It's a shame. Ooh, Keisha, my husband and I are looking to buy a home next year.
Ooh, yes. We have had sea changers buy homes and get help from us. Yes.
Yes, big goals like buying homes, smaller goals like just trying to get it together. Got your back. When you mess around with me, it's a shame. Thank you so much. We will see you soon.